game family? My name is Nonstop Parkour, and today we got a tutorial for you on the kip up. So let's get to it. Now before I go in depth about the technique, you should know that you're going to be rolling onto your back. So it's a good idea to learn in a place where there's carpet or a gymnastics gym or at the very least grass. Okay, so as always, let's talk about the technique first. So it's pretty simple. You're either going to start from standing as you saw in the example, or you're going to be sitting down like I am right now, and you're going to roll onto your back. Pretty simple. So just like this. Okay? Now it's very important that you keep a very rounded back because that's what's going to give you that rocking motion. So try to keep your knees as close to your chest as possible while you're doing that rocking motion because that will round out your back. So knees close, there you go. Now the second step is reaching your hands behind your head and placing your hands onto the ground. Now you want to reach towards the ground once you're on your shoulders, so right here. If you reach for the ground too early, then that means you won't have a rounded back anymore and you're going to be kind of arched and because you're trying to get your hands to the ground, which will result in you just like flopping onto your back, which would hurt. So you want to remember to roll onto your shoulders first and then reach with your hands. There. Now the next step is the actual takeoff, shooting your feet straight up so that you can do the kip up part. So you rolled onto your back. Your hands are on the ground, so here to here, your knees are as close to your chest. You're going to shoot your feet straight up. Now when you're doing that rocking motion with your back, so like this, rolling, you want to make sure that you time it properly of when to take off. So you want to be rolling onto your shoulders, and then as soon as you feel like you're about to roll back to your previous position, that's when you want to shoot up. So not too early. Like that, okay? And not too late. So here, you're already rolling back and then trying to take it off. You want to roll, and then as soon as you feel like gravity is starting to push you forward again, you're going to shoot up. That part is very crucial and what most people do wrong. Now the final step is fairly straightforward, but still very important. You want to keep your hands on the ground as you're taking off, push off of the ground, and point your toes, shoot your toes straight up. Not forward, not toward the ground, up. And yeah, that's basically the technique of this move. Now, let's do a quick visual overview. So here you're going to roll onto your shoulders. Remember to keep a rounded back and to keep your knees close to your chest. Now you're going to reach your hands toward the ground. Remember not to reach too early because then you won't be able to keep a rounded back. Once you feel like you're going to roll back onto your butt, that's when you need to shoot your feet straight up. Once you feel like you've gotten your max height with your feet, you're going to bring your feet back to the ground, and as you're doing that, you're going to push up against the ground with your hands. Now as you could tell by the amount of steps that were in the technique of this move, the technique of the kip up itself isn't that difficult. There are just many small parts of this move that you could be doing wrong, and there are many parts of this move that you need to time correctly, which is why it becomes a difficult move for many people. And that leads us to the second part of this tutorial. Common things that people do wrong and how to correct it. Now the first thing that many people do wrong, and I already said this in the technique part of the tutorial, but I'm still going to say it again, when they place their hands down. Remember, if you reach your hands down too early, you're just going to smack your shoulders against the ground instead of rolling onto your shoulders. So remember, don't reach straight down. Roll and then reach. Now the second thing that people do wrong is timing when to take off. If you try taking off too early, which means you haven't rolled completely onto your shoulders, you're just going to travel backward. So I'm going to do this example for you guys. It's going to hurt, but take off like that. If you could see that, I started traveling back. Now the opposite of that spectrum is taking off too late, which means you're already completely on your shoulders, but you start to roll back onto your butt and then you try to take off, which looks like this. I'm gonna have bruises on my shoulders and butt tomorrow. So it should be here too late. Since my hips were already pointing this way instead of pointing straight up, I had to go only forward. Now the way to correct that is rolling onto your back, and remember, as soon as you start falling right there, so right here is when you should be shooting your feet up. That way that backward momentum won't make you travel backward, and that forward momentum is just enough so that you can shoot up. Now the next thing people do wrong is reaching their hands for the ground as they take off. So here's an example. So like that. Doing that results in keeping your chest really low to the ground, which means you can't get it above your hips, which means you can't stand up. And if you're doing this, it probably just means that you're scared that you're gonna fall backwards, so you just put your hands down behind you. So really focus on just driving down on the ground with your hands and committing to that takeoff. So once again, right and wrong way. And this is the wrong way. Reaching for the ground. Don't do it. And yeah, those are the most common things that people do wrong when doing the kip up. But if you are still struggling to get this move and you feel like you just can't pinpoint what exactly it is, feel free to message me on any of my social media. The usernames will be in the description, and I can help you out personally through there. Finally, I'm not going to go too much into the third step of this tutorial of, well, basically all my tutorials, the fear of the move and how to get over it. Now, from my experience, not too many people are scared of this move. They're willing to just throw it. It's just that their technique is pretty bad and there's different things that they could correct so that they get more height. But if you are scared, then my only recommendation is just get a few blankets or a few pillows to roll onto, and I think you should be fine. And yeah, boys and girls, that is it for my new and improved tutorial on the kip up. If it helped you, please comment below, and that is it for me. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell button. Oh my gosh, I hate saying that word. Notification bell button, because you need to be notified on Friday for my new video, Best and Funny Moments of 2016 Non-Stop Parkour Edition. Thank you guys. I will see you in the next one. PK person out. Wow.